Aloha. It is wonderful seeing you today, little madam. Here's our ukulele. I hope you enjoy the little ukulele that I let you borrow. The notes of the ukulele, as we talked about, the one closest to the nose is the high G and should sound like that. The next string is the thickest one on the ukulele. It's called the C string and should sound like that. And then the E string's right above the C string. And then after the E string, the A string. So we have G, C, E, and A. G, C, A. Our uk should sound like that. If your strings don't sound like this, we need to adjust them with the tuning pegs, either sharp or flatten, to make sure that it's in tune. However, it's not too terribly necessary for you to be in tune for this next exercise. All right, these are called spider exercises. We're gonna take our first finger on our plucking hand and our first finger on our playing hand and play on the high G, not on the nut or on the fretting, but actually in between on the fret. Our first finger goes there. Now remember, we have to push down awfully hard. Some are called a flat note, where we put our finger directly over the top of it and it holds it down. It's called a bar chord, because we could bar multiple notes with one finger. Or we could take our finger and go pointy at the note and it plays the note on its own without having our fingers cover the whole fret. The point is to make sure when we put our finger on that we play in the middle and that we use our four fingers on first finger on the first fret, second finger on the second fret, third finger on the third fret, and the pinky, the fourth finger, on the fourth fret. Now, what I'd like you to do really hard this week, if you put your first finger on this first fret and then you go to play it, and you get that note, that means that you're not pressing down hard enough on the fret. So you need to press down and pinch. The idea is, your little thumb shouldn't be sitting this way or up over the top. It should be right here parallel or perpendicular to your fretboard. So it's horizontal, yeah? When we put our finger up here, we're doing a little bitty pinch, yeah? So that first finger is gonna be played over here. Now, if you put your thumb on the string right above it and pinch the one below, it helps it. It looks like a little bird sitting on a wire. But we'll get to that later. Those are just key details that are fun later. This week, try our spiders. Do it with me now if we can. Press down real hard. Here's our second note. Yeah, I'm playing them 4 times. Here comes my third one. And remember, if you don't get a sound, just press down harder. Work really hard at pressing them down until you do get a sound. Here's what the whole thing looks like on every string. Notice how my fingers are slowly walking up and down the fretboard, going 1 half step at a time. When I do this, I'm just sharpening the note. Eventually we go a little bit faster and we get a little bit more dexterity with these. Ta-da! You don't ever have to go that fast. I do them like this because I've been playing this for 20 years. What I'd like you to do is be able to take that exercise, the spider exercise, and then do it with this next exercise. The teeter-totters, or the seesaws if you want to call them that way. We're going to play one of our 2 new chords today. Our 2 new chords are the F major F major, and the C major. Now the C major is the easier of the 2. We're gonna take our first finger, second finger, and third finger, and just leave that third finger there. It's gonna look like that. Now remember, you can either do this as a flat note or a pointy note. I prefer if you did it a pointy note because that's gonna help with your spidey exercises as well, yeah? So the third fret right here in the middle, not on the middle, but right here in the middle, press it down real hard so you get that note, and then play the other 3 strings open. And you get a C major. And what I'd like you to do is just play 1 and then swing your arm and say rest, rest, rest for the remainder of those beats. Ready? Do it with me now. 1, rest, rest, rest. 1, rest, rest, rest. 1, rest, rest, rest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Try those this week. The spider exercise, multiple strings or just the first string. Shoot on getting those notes to come out. If they don't sound like mine, that means you're a little out of tune. You don't necessarily need to be in tune for this. However, the C major will sound better when you're in tune, and the F major will sound better when you're in tune. Just so we can go over it really quick. The C major is 3rd fret, 3rd finger, right here. Yeah, and all the other ones are open. For the F, it's the 1st fret, 1st fret, 1st finger on the E string to make an F note, and then 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the high G string at the 2nd fret. Press down real hard. With the open C and the open A note, we're getting a F major. Try that also with our teeter-totters. 1, rest, rest, rest. 1, rest, rest, rest. And remember, our fingernails are the harder part of our fingers. So using them on the strings is the best idea. It was wonderful seeing you this week. I hope you enjoyed playing on the ukulele, and then I will see you next week. Aloha.